Okay. Um, just wanted to talk more about the supercomputer artificial intelligence wireless mass mind control system that is being used by a group called the Order of the Perfect. They consider themselves global royalty. Um, they consider the people their subjects. They use to control people. They use, of course, supercomputer wireless mass mind control. And the supercomputer that they use is far more advanced. I mean, if you look at and think about it, in the past 20 years, how far advanced cars have become, for example. Um, Televisions is another one. Televisions is a great example of technology over the past 20 years. Now, if you take into account private cults like the Illuminati, Freemasonry, Scientology, etc., the main one being the Illuminati, and the group within the Illuminati that calls themselves the Order of the Perfect. Um, and then you look at private cult activities and look at how far telephones, computers, televisions, cars, how advanced those are in the public now. Then you look and you can only have to use your imagination a little bit to imagine how advanced private technologies are in relation to public sector technologies. Um, and it is a private supercomputer that artificial intelligence. Now, if you've ever seen the movie iRobot does a pretty good demonstration of artificial intelligence, showing how lifelike and human, even though that is a movie, um, the artificial intelligence that's being used with the terrorist device. Well, it's part of the terrorist device, and then that artificial intelligence uses cellular frequencies to control the personalities of what the people call their subjects, who the people call their subjects. So the Order of the Perfect is the royalty, and anyone who is not a part of that is considered a subject. But I mean, it, to me, here's one of the quandaries that I've encountered is that you try to tell somebody, you're like, we're being, we're all being controlled covertly by supercomputer wireless mass mind control, and the computer controls the individual to disagree. So there's nothing I can do about it. There's no way I can get through to them. They'll argue with me or call me names and stuff like that. Call me what is mentally disabled or the schizophrenia, that kind of thing. And the thing about that is the that's the route that if you are not a supporter of supercomputer wireless mass mind control upon the earth, and you don't support that, you are a dissenter. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I'm a political dissenter. I don't consent or I don't agree with supercomputer wireless mass mind control. I don't agree that initially I should have gone back to the person who had slept around on me with like 10 people. Uh, I don't agree with uh, that mindset to begin with. I find it all to be very abusive uh, and actually psychotic. Um, what was saying something? Oh yeah, technologies in the public sector are far less advanced. Now, if you take private sector cult, Illuminati control, uh, technological capabilities, now you're looking at supercomputer, wireless, mass mind control, using artificial intelligence. Now, what the artificial intelligence does is the artificial intelligence becomes the individual's personality. So their old, who they really are, is scrapped and they're replaced with a subject, whatever the order of the or the secret royalty wants you to be doing. You are controlled technologically to do that. Now no one has a clue about any of it, and what happens to people who try to speak out about it is they end up in mental institution, mental institute. Um, and that's how the Order of the Perfect keeps those people under wraps. So, more about the terrorist device is it is all encompassing. Like right now, the way I would look at it is a computer somewhere out in the world that is controlling me to make this video, and also controls the people who view the video. It controls their reactions, it controls their opinions, controls their thoughts completely, including my own. I'm not like an outsider looking in or an insider looking out. It's everyone all the time, including who has been referred to me as the king, is also under uh, supercomputer mass mind control. Um, I want to say it's been released within a conservative past 200 years. Um, Big events like World War One, World War Two, and the Holocaust are so far the crowning achievements of the supercomputer that controls everyone. There's no real way to tell, like unless you develop some kind of technology that can, I don't know how it would work, but would receive the control messages and then decode it and show, walk forward, say this, say that. I mean, it's a very advanced technological device. Um, I'm just trying to think, but that is who it's. It's a covert device, so there's no information about the Order of the Perfect. They right now are remaining anonymous. They've informed me that they may or may not someday unveil themselves, or reveal themselves to the public as their rulers. Um, I'm not exactly sure. I think they like to be behind the scenes so that then people can't just be like, well, their computer, the ruler's computer did COVID-19, the ruler's computer did 9/11, the ruler's computer did the Holocaust, the ruler's computer. I mean, because then all anybody would ever say is, can we turn the computer off, please? Because that was my initial, not attempt, but my initial thought was because they were coming at me in this extremely like abusive, but they needed help, and they said please help us, and but also extremely mean. The torture was severe, through an extreme abuse situation of abuse. And so my logical conclusion was obviously, well, all you got to do is simply turn off the computer. But and I've known this from the get go. The computer is not going to turn off, because no one's going to be controlled by the technology to turn off the technology. So it's a terrorist device unleashed upon the earth. It controls everyone and everything all the time. It's mind blowing if you ever get a chance to recognize the technological control over your person. How did I do that? I didn't do it exactly. And I had a brain implant fly into my head. And while I was sitting at work one day, I'm sitting there working, and my boss is sitting 2 feet away from me, repeatedly saying, "You're a puppet, you're a puppet, you're a puppet," which has been a continuing theme with the Order of the Perfect's technological device that communicates with me inside my cranium. Is that I'm a puppet, whatever that means. But I see it more as, since it's highly advanced computer, biological computer, wireless, let's see, BCI, brain computer interface. Since it's a wireless, since people are being wirelessly interfaced against their will and knowledge to a computer from birth till death, that people are more, since you lose your natural self and are replaced with a subject oriented person or self, that you are then, that is who you are now, where the real you never existed because the computer was operating on you, was acting upon you, it wasn't operating on you, but it was acting upon you from your birth till the day you died, that you never were your true self. And because of that, because of the personality replacement by the artificial intelligence, I view people more as biological robots, um, because it is a technological device that's controlling them. Because there is a computer interface with the individual that creates the robotic nature. Um, there's still the signs. I was watching another guy's YouTube video. He's a targeted individual, and all he's talking, and he sticks his tongue out like that while he's talking, and it's in the middle of his sentences, but he doesn't make the noise that I'm making when I'm doing it. But the point is that the tongue, involuntary tongue motions, if you watch really closely, you'll see people's tongues flipping out of their mouths. That tongue motion is about the only extracurricular activity the computer carries out that I am familiar with. Now, there's a lot of more mainstream stuff, like the computer decides for its subjects whether they are gay or straight. That computer decides and forces that person to be gay or straight, based upon the computer's control over their brain. So that's just kind of an example where the new big one, the new big one is the transgender. This is 2021 now, so you just call everybody it, I guess, or them. Instead of him or her, it's Shem or Sure or it. I don't know, but that's another one with the massive amounts of children who now are seeking sex change, which, I mean, there's nothing anybody can do to stop them because they're being covertly mind controlled, and they are not their true self, which is why it's a terrorist device. It's like people are getting their genitals sliced off, like back in the ancient times. The only difference is now they're doing it with a smile, like they want that to happen, or they want to have genitals added to them, and yeah, it's just that stuff, all that kind of stuff, and everything, like drug legalization, so that people can become druggies and drug addicts. That's another one. Um, but I want to get back to how encompassing the supercomputer is. Like, everything that I'm telling you right now is a supercomputer controlling me to inform you. And everything that you take in is created by the supercomputer. And then it controls you to have your own decisions that you made for yourself. But Oh, what I was finding so difficult is if, again, I've already said this once, but it's so important to me, is that if televisions in the public sector over 20 years, if televisions, cars, phones, and computers, I think, and like home, home connectivity, internet, and everything else can advance so much over 20 years, then why would it not be possible that there is a non-government private sector highly advanced supercomputer AI that uses wireless mass mind control to control everyone? Why would that? And there's one reason: because it is. And that reason creates a is it an enigma? I don't know. Let me look up what I'm talking about here. Maybe it is an enigma. That is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. Huh. I mean, it's not difficult to understand. I mean, I understand that I can't tell other people you are being mind controlled because they are being mind controlled, not because they're being mind controlled. Although one person said, well, they said, I don't think I'm being mind controlled. They didn't say I might be being mind controlled, which would be a positive. But um, you are being mind controlled, and that's the reason why. And I'm being mind controlled as well, and that's the reason why no one knows about it, because you can be mind controlled to say, I am the freest person on earth. I'm going to walk out the door, drive all around the country, go to every place I feel like, live my life to the fullest, spend as much money as I want, do everything that I could possibly do, and that will prove I'm free or I'm not in a cage. But the thing is, Earth is the cage, and the supercomputer mass mind control is the jail cell, or is the jail containment system, control system. You are living within a controlled system where your person is completely controlled against your will and knowledge, where you are not going to be able to believe you. I know it for a fact because when he was sitting there saying, You're a puppet, you're a puppet, I'm like, what is going on? How is this possible? And then the device in my head says, It's a computer controlling these people around you. And I'm like, and me. And so then I was like, well, then all the upsettedness, that was all fake and stuff. And they're like, no, we're going to continue to use that against you and hold that against you because I did get upset a couple times. Um, so, anyways, that's the New World Order. There it is for you. It's already in, it's not the coming of the New World Order. The New World Order has already taken control over the earth. Uh, the terrorist device they're using is a supercomputer, artificial intelligence, mass mind control. It is a cult. The main group claiming responsibility for targeting, and torturing the living daylights out of me, which has backed way off. But they call themselves the Order of the Perfect. There's a king, there's a queen. I met one of the princesses. I played online poker against one of the princes. I think he was the main prince, like next in line or whatever. Played poker against him. Play money poker. I remember his face. That's how, or at least the picture that he had. That's how I knew it was him. I didn't know when I was playing against him, but then later, um, I had a really bizarre incident where I was like, okay, I this was when I was in a stage of believing stuff that wasn't true, especially pre everybody is covertly controlled by a computer. Before I found that out, I mean, I was believing anything. I mean, I was believing that I was going to stop these people, and I thought that I was going to the cops were going to help me, which they didn't, and I didn't know why. And then I thought that I had something. I thought I was going to get a lot of money. I've heard all these same things. I will admit, I thought that because I was the target of severe criminal activity against me, that I would sue in civil court for millions and millions of dollars to recoup the damages that I've received over those years and still receive to this day. Some, but I thought all that nonsense until I found out everyone was covertly controlled by a computer. Then I was like, well, as long as I have no children that have to be a computer, then I'm good. Um, I'm not suicidal in any way. I just found my way out of it without having to kill myself because I'm not suicidal. I actually intend on living my life to the fullest, to help consume resources to get people out of this, what I call false reality, as covertly controlled biological robots. You don't know it, but it's true. And please watch some of my other videos on the tongue motions that show different people doing similar tongue motions unexplainably. If you want video evidence, I have about 10 of those, and they're all different people. And you can tell by looking at it that it's unnatural, that it's weird, that it's strange. Why would he be doing that? It's because that's one of the things that supercomputer mass mind control. I did that one on purpose, but supercomputer mass mind control forces people to go like that while right in the middle of their sentences and stuff. And that's about the only thing that I have found, other than, I mean, my own thing, which is how could people? I mean, it's a conundrum to me. Like, why couldn't I communicate this to other people? But it's because supercomputer mass mind control has a lockdown. So it controls me to run up to a cop and be like, hey, everybody's mass mind controlled. And then it controls that cop to say, hey, you have mental issues. You're going to the mental institute. Because that's the main reason I was informed by them covertly about their mass mind control system, is that if you try to talk about it to people, they'll send you to the mental institute. So I just put it on YouTube. I'm not trying to talk about it to anybody. It's information available in the world. We are not living in a free state of mind. We are living in an enslaved state of mind. We are all subjects to the order of the perfect, uh, covert global royalty. This will most likely come out sometime in the future, but it is already completely happening today. So that is the. I think I really wanted to get into like about how all engrossing the technological control is. It's like I'm holding my hands up because my mind is being controlled to hold them there. The things that I'm saying are being spit out by a technological device that has technological control over my brain. The clothes that I chose to wear today, this red shirt, I chose because a computer controlled me when I was looking through my clothes to control me to look at this, control me to look at that, and then control me to pick out this shirt to wear. It is that all encompassing, and it is a feudal system. I think I call it a technocracy, but I'm not sure if that's the right definition. It is like a historical monarchy that has technological control over everyone and everything. And unfortunately, it turned out to be a malevolent. And in monarchies, you either get malevolent or benevolent. And these people, the people that ended up in charge of the earth at the end of the race or whatever, because I always thought that the big race was to see who could create peace on earth the fastest, not destroy life and unleash COVID car accidents, murders, shootings, drunk driving accidents. Let me just think. Cancers, anything you eat, anything you eat that can cause a cancer in your body, or it can even be an artificially caused cancer in your body. You can be shot by radiation, attacked by a radiation gun called a disarming brush, or a radiation gun. It was a laser, and I do have a mark on the side of my head that looks like a laser. If I told you a laser made that mark, because, and that's the thing about it. I mean, who it just everybody always argued, and the thing is, these people are in complete control. So who cares? Why is there an argument about it? That's my point. It's like, I'm like, okay, so there's a mark on the left side of my head. The helicopter's outside the left side of my car when they shot me in the head with a laser. Left a mark. And you know what the first person I told said? Oh no. No, no way that that's a mark or that that's a laser mark. That's impossible. There's no such thing as that, and all this kind of stuff. And then instead, like, that's a sunspot. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I just got so tired of trying to tell people about it, especially knowing it's kind of foolish. I wouldn't call it insanity because I stopped trying to tell people about it. This video isn't even to try to tell you about it because you will be covertly controlled to believe whatever it is you believe, regardless of how much or how convincing or how much information I have or anything like that. I do have I have gotten a couple subscribers, so I guess there's a few people that either are watching me closely, like it's like whatever that means, like I'm a danger or a threat or something. I don't really understand how that'd be possible. I mean, I watch some of these targeted individuals, and they're going off about it, and I'm just like, I'm pretty laid back in my opinion. Uh, but I've been through it a little longer than most of those people, and they did back way off, um, which has been a nice reprieve. I don't know if they're going to start up again. I still do get like Snap. If you electronic, like if you touch, um, not a snap your fingers, but like a spark snap. I get spark snap noises in different areas of my brain. And then I also occasionally feel what feels like liquids being released that like trickle inside of my brain. And I'm sure it's for some kind of brain. It's either nanotech or some kind of chemical that's supposed to do something to me, whether it make me fatter, uglier, older, look older. Because I mean, I'm not that old, but I got a pretty good white beard going on. But anyways, so that's the device. It um, it's a supercomputer. It uses wireless mass mind control, and the way that works is the supercomputer uses cellular frequencies to control your brain. Now, it always controls people to say, I am not being controlled. But if you look at the past historical record of technology and how much technology has advanced, even over the past 50, 20 to 50 years in the public sector, then you have to think about private, ultra rich cults like the Illuminati and where their technologies might be. Now, their technologies are, well, the main name of the group is the Order of the Perfect, but their technologies are the supercomputer AIs that can control your brain and take over your personality with the AI and force you to become live a false reality as a subject to the device. And that's about 30 minutes. Appreciate you watching my video. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section below.